Torrance Boosie Hatch has been in gun charges for a 2023 arrest in San Diego, according to court records. Now, he was arrested back in June 2023 on a felon in possession of a firearm charges when officers first found 2 handguns in his car during a traffic stop. Now, those charges were dropped. A few weeks later, he was charged again with possession of a gun by a convicted felon and drug user for a separate incident. On Wednesday, Hatch posting on X that he felt blindsided by the indictment while on vacation with his family, claiming it was unfair that the indictment, quote, again on the same charge with another added.
But there's questions about why, if this was a valid charge, should not have been brought initially the first time. And so we'll be raising motions concerning that charge specifically and the government's motivations for bringing the charge so late after Mr. Hatch has exercised his constitutional rights in this case.
So you said he was turning himself in today in San Diego. Is he going to have to be in custody?
He is not turning himself in today. It's next week. So I think that's where I cut out. The government wanted him to self-surrender today. That makes no sense. He was on bonds in his state case. He had no violations. He showed up to court. He showed up to court on time every time. He was on bond in his federal case. Federal case Hatch won. For over a year, no violations. He showed up to court every single time. There were no issues whatsoever. Issuance of an arrest warrant in those circumstances, something I personally have never seen. As you know, I was a federal prosecutor for a long time before I started doing defense work. That is not something that I had seen as a prosecutor. It's not something I've seen as a defense attorney. Uncalled for in this situation. We moved to recall the arrest warrant. We moved his appearance date, not a self-surrender date, an appearance date next week. So next week, August 2nd, Mr. Hatch will appear in court, not surrendering himself as the prosecution wanted him to do. You know, their request for an arrest warrant in this case, in my opinion, there's no justification for it. He is not in questions. And you have jurisdictions across the country that have ruled that the law as applied to people like Mr. Hatch is unconstitutional, with the backdrop of the Ninth Circuit having already made that specific finding, and you decide to recharge him now? Yeah, that makes no sense. The statute of limitations in the federal system is 5 years. What that means is the government has 5 years from the time that Mr. Hatch is alleged to have engaged in criminal conduct to file criminal charges against him. Mr. Hatch is arraigned next week.
Yeah, and you said the charges are it's felon in possession of a firearm. That was the previous charge, or unlawful possession of a firearm. You said there was a second charge in the new case.
There is. So they charged Mr. Hatch with possessing a firearm while being an unlawful user or addict of a controlled substance.
Oh,
I'd like to
charge.
Right. So I just as the backdrop on this, we know that Mr. Hatch was under supervision for over a year, federal supervision. One of the conditions of Mr. Hatch's federal supervision is that he was subject to regular drug testing. There have been 0 violations. They know this. They charged an individual who, for the last year following his original arrest in this case, was regularly tested for narcotics by pretrial services, and at no point during any of those tests did Mr. Hatch test dirty. So for you to be charged with this, you've got to be an addict. An addict means someone who can't control their drug use. You've got to be a user, someone who is actively using while you're possessing the gun. Assuming that charge in itself is even constitutional, and there's significant questions about the constitutionality of that statute anyway. But even if it is constitutional, and even if it is constitutional as applied to Mr. Hatch, look at the facts of the case.
I mean, was there any thought that Duarte would gut that charge? Because we haven't heard that in relation to the Hunter Biden case. And is that the exact charge he was charged with and convicted of in Delaware?
It was. So Hunter Biden was charged with that same charge. It is one that is very infrequently brought. I've been practicing in federal courts for over 20 years. I've had one case prior to this where that count was alleged, and the count ultimately was dismissed.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and I said it before, and I say it again. The laws of the land don't always align with the morals of a man. And we got to spill the real on it. And I had a links in the description where you can watch these clips in the beginning in full from the news update that came out the other day of Boosie being re-indicted by the feds, and then his lawyer going on to Megan Kniff's channel where they discussed the breakdown and what the charges exactly were. As she said, she's been a person that was a prosecutor before. She been in this lane for 20 years. She only saw this happen one time. Now, this is after we seen a prosecutor come out directly and read Boosie his lyrics. This is the same prosecutor after the judge granted Boosie a bond, said, hey, I want to appeal the bond that the judge gave Boosie. The judge said Boosie is not a flight risk. Boosie can be out on bond under supervision. They hit them with an appeal to block that. So I want this to be clear, what I'm trying to get across right here. They came in after everything got dropped under the Ninth Circuit opinion, recharged them, added the drug addict situation, and this is all just a monkey in a ranch system that they trying to play right now, bro. And y'all can take that how y'all want to take it. I want y'all to know and understand this is a situation where they are directly trying to go specifically for Boosie because they have an opportunity to take down somebody with a big name. They have an opportunity to take somebody down that they see as a rapper and things like that. Now, I'm going to tell y'all like this. Your best objective, you need to stay out the way. You need to follow these laws because you're going to be held accountable if you break them. We not saying that, but I want y'all to think outside the box, bro. The proof is right here in the pudding, and have it all understood with this Stephen Duarte case that has already been deemed unconstitutional by all these legal places. Okay, well, good now. Boosie got this same thing. We waiting on this. Oh, no, we finna recharge him. Y'all got to know the fix is in, bro. Trying to tell him to surrender so they can re-arrest him again when, hey, fam, I have proven to y'all I'm not a threat. But we want you to come surrender yourself so we can lock you back up again. Why would y'all need to lock me back up again when I've already shown y'all I can pass the drug test? I've shown y'all I can do all the meetings and all the requirements y'all asked me for. I'm not running. I'm not hiding. Why would y'all want me to have to go through this process again? Even if y'all are going to recharge me, we should be able to just keep going with the same situation that we was already on. But this is what they do, dog. Now, Boosie most definitely got to move correctly because they are watching you. I will watch how I move on the internet because they're going to watch your interviews. They're going to watch your posts. They're going to say, oh, you think it's a game. We already told you we own you. Boosie said it last year himself. He know that they have a personal situation on him. Well, you got to stop going on the internet, speaking on it, talking about it, doing interviews about it because they are watching everything that you do now. If they reading your rap lyrics, they already brought up one of your other interviews before, so you steady going on the internet talking about it. Man, you need to wait till this over. Statute of limitations is up. Stay free and clear off this, man. They got 5 years to keep trying to give you a problem on it, as she said as well. So I'm just bringing the awareness to this, dog. Boosie is a rapper. He's an entertainer. The gun laws in America are outdated. And they were created hundreds of years ago, centuries ago. And with that being said, they were created by man. And them being created by man, they are heavily flawed. There are people with guns who don't have criminal records who are killing people. You got people with guns trying to kill the president. You got people with guns doing mass shootings at malls, schools, killing innocent people. Boosie is working. He's an entertainer. His gun is there to protect him if he had a gun on him. The gun is there to protect myself at my occupation that I pay taxes for. This ain't about Boosie. This is about all of us because any of us can fall into this situation, fam. You deserve to have a gun if other people have guns in America. I don't care if you rap. I don't care if you act. I don't care if you work at a machine shop. I don't care if you work at a gas station. I don't care if you work in a clothing store. People have guns out here and you deserve the right to protect yourself when you have non-violent offenses. If you do have an offense, you not having any violent charges or gun history of violence on your record, you deserve to have protection, bro. It just is what it is. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all at 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.